What's up guys, it's Runa, your new favorite commentary, reaction, and just overall YouTuber. Welcome back to RUNACY. Today we're gonna go back into some Reddit videos. Today we're gonna be reacting to a story posted on February 14th, Valentine's Day, 2026. Let's just get right into it. This guy posted an Am I the A-hole? He says, my girlfriend got upset at me for liking her birthday gift to me. Am I the a-hole? That's kind of crazy. That's a kind of insane premise. You liked the birthday gift and she thinks you're an a-hole? Very strange. Let's read into it. Let's get a little more information, shall we? Using a throwaway account just to keep things separate from my main account. Okay, a throwaway account on Reddit is just another separate account that people make just to throw away, hence the name. They usually use throwaway accounts for specific posts and specific topics that they don't want connected to their main account because perhaps they have friends or family or people that they're writing about who know that account. They just want to keep things separate. That's the point of a throwaway. Getting right back into the post. Hi Reddit, I wanted to post my dilemma here just to get someone else's opinions on this matter and maybe some advice on what to do. To start off, I, a 32-year-old man, had my birthday a few days ago. My 29-year-old girlfriend of 1 year and I just decided to celebrate it at home. Basically just ordered some food for dinner and watched a movie together. That's cute, very simple, nothing wrong with that. After the movie, I got up and said that I would maybe play some games for a bit while she took her bath and gets ready for bed, when she suddenly told me she got me a present. Now for some context, I'm a fan of FromSoft games like Dark Souls, but I haven't gotten around to playing the game Elden Ring yet. I know that it's already been a few years since it's been released, but money has been tight and I'm saving up for a car, so I haven't gotten the chance to buy it. That's good, financially responsible, we love that. My girlfriend doesn't play games, but does know about this because I may have hinted a bit that I wanted to play it for a while now. When she gave me her gift, which was very clearly a case for a game, I got a bit excited thinking she had gotten me Elden Ring. But when I opened it, it wasn't Elden Ring, but a game called Code Vein for the PS4. Okay. I'm kind of wondering if she was doing this to be malicious. That's the vibe I'm getting instantly. Why would she be doing this to be malicious? I don't know, but that's still just the vibe that I'm getting. We'll see. Now, I'm not gonna lie. At first, I was kind of disappointed because it wasn't what I was expecting, but I grew up poor and my parents taught me to always be thankful for any gifts I received. I told my girlfriend thank you, got up, gave her a hug and a kiss on the cheek. Nice, it's respectful, good. Okay, so now comes the weird part. After kissing her on the cheek, she gave me this kind of surprised look and asked, "How do you like my gift?" To which I was honest and replied, I mean, it wasn't what I was expecting, but it looks kind of fun, so yeah, thanks. Again, she gave me a surprised look. Again, I'm thinking that this might be a little bit malicious. I don't know why, but I get that vibe. I'm just sort of sensing it from the ether. The vibes are coming to me. I'm picking up on the vibes. Yeah, type she. So I went on to play the game. I have both the PS5 and PS4, while she took her bath and did her nightly routine. It had been a while since I had played on the PS4, but after about half an hour of playing, I was actually kind of digging the game a bit. It was basically kind of like Dark Souls, except in a very anime kind of style. About an hour into playing, my girlfriend came down to tell me the bathroom was free and I could take a bath. Now, I don't remember the entire conversation word for word, but it went something like this. Oh yeah, sure, just give me 5 minutes to finish what I'm doing and save my progress, says he. So you really do like the game? Isn't it like an old game? She asks. Yeah, but it's actually kind of fun, he says. You picked a good one, babe, thanks. She responds, so you're really not upset that I didn't get you that game you wanted? He responds, yeah, I wanted Elden Ring, but this is good too. Why are you getting angry? It's your gift. At that point, she kind of had this frustrated look on her face, and although she wasn't shouting, she had raised her voice by a bit. I stared at her and asked her what was up. After some back and forth between us, she then begrudgingly admitted that she purposefully got the wrong game to get back at me because on her birthday I'd gotten her the wrong gift. What kind of childish On her birthday, I had gotten her a bottle of perfume, but while I had chosen the correct brand of perfume, it apparently wasn't the exact one that she wanted. Now, in my defense, during that time, I did ask her flat out what she wanted, and she told me the brand of perfume, but on the day I was buying it, there were tons of bottles to choose from, and when I called to ask which one she wanted, all she said was, "You should know what scents I like. Surprise me." So how could he possibly have picked the wrong one? He got the right brand, which you asked for. He asked for confirmation, which you didn't provide. You said, get me what you think I'd like. And then you said, surprise me, and then he surprised you. How could this possibly be the wrong gift? He gave you exactly what you asked for. To a T. To a T. Anyway. Immaturity. When I did give it to her on her birthday, she just smiled at me and said she loved it, so I honestly didn't question anything. What is wrong with this woman? I would break up over this. Like, I would give it a minute. I wouldn't break up right then and there. I would think about it for a bit, but this is definitely grounds for breaking up because that's so childish. Why do you think that's okay or normal? Just imagine what you're gonna do when we have kids and the kids are being childish. You're gonna try to out-petty the kids? Yikes, can't have this in my life. So she then devised a plan so I would feel what she felt and thought I would get upset at her for getting the wrong game, but didn't expect that I would actually enjoy it. Honestly, I'm not really even that upset at her for what she did, and this may be where I'm an a-hole. I even kind of laughed at her bad attempt at getting back at me when she explained it. I've also already apologized that I got her the wrong perfume and even offered to buy the right one for her on my next payday, but now she's still mad over it and is calling me an a-hole and isn't talking to me. You're not an a-hole. She's just expecting you to react in a petty way because she's a petty person, but you're not petty. You're grateful. You're a good person, you're a good man, you deserve someone better. And you've only been dating her for a year. You can find someone better. I mean, you're financially responsible, you're kind, you're generous, you're a good listener.
You smart, you loyal, you're grateful.
You can absolutely find someone better, someone who appreciates all of these things, because this woman clearly doesn't. She's not the one, bro. Water break. That's embarrassing. Ignore the stain on my shirt. I just don't know how to drink water. So Reddit, am I the a-hole? I'm not really sure because I guess I'm treating the situation kind of lightly, but maybe I'm not seeing things from her perspective. Any advice? Edit, yes guys, I know you can play PS4 games on the PS5, but I have sentimental attachments to my PS4. It's the first console I bought with my own money, so I still play on it from time to time. Since she got me a PS4 game, I thought, why not play it on the PS4 since I had it? I bet she even got you a specific PS4 game because she wanted it to be a game that you couldn't play on your new PS5. I bet that's part of why she did that. So petty. One of the comments says, not the a-hole. Agreed. I don't understand this mentality from a 29-year-old. Agreed. This feels like something a teenager would do. Agreed. Grudges and payback just show the level of immaturity your girlfriend has. Agreed. OP responds, yeah, I don't know. She's usually much more level-headed and she's never done anything this petty before either. That's interesting. Huh. The original poster also says about the gift that he purchased for her. Yeah, I really suck at giving gifts, lol. That's why I end up just flat out asking what people want. I do the same thing sometimes, but I do like making lists of what people want when they say it. I have little notes app lists for all my friends for things that they've asked for, things that I think they'd like, and I try to get really specific because I know the pain of getting a gift that you don't really like something that's like, I wish you had just gotten me this one. Like, thank you so much for getting this. I just wish you had gotten it in pink, or I just wish you had gotten it in orange. You know? So I like to make sure I get really specific in my gift notes because I understand. Gift giving and gift receiving are some of my love languages. That's how I show and receive love, but they have to be good. They have to be good. They have to be representative of something that the person likes. A lot of people say that it's just materialistic, but it's not. It's just like, you know me well enough to give me something that I like. Like, you paid that much attention to me. I really love that. Thank you. So I like receiving love in that way, although most people I know aren't that great. So I appreciate the sentiment most of the time, but I don't like bad gifts. And I hate giving bad gifts. I like getting reviews on my gifts. I like making sure people actually like what I give them. That's very important to me. That's why birthdays have always been my favorite holiday. Christmas is second. Actually, I just made the connection. That's crazy. That makes so much sense. Anyway, back to the story. On February 15th, he made an update the next day. He links back to the original post. Then he goes on to say, hey Reddit, thanks to all the comments saying I wasn't the a-hole, and although I didn't respond to a lot of your comments, I did try to read almost all of them, so thanks. I'll try to condense it as much as I can, but it'll still be pretty long, I think. There's a TLDR at the bottom. Anyway, the update is that we broke up. Good. Very good. Broke up a day after Valentine's Day, that's wild. This dude made a few typos, but after reading a majority of your comments, I was able to formulate my thoughts properly, but please know that contrary to your guys' advice, I fully went into that conversation with the intent to maybe just work things out and talk things through, but things devolved so far from what I was originally expecting. It was about way more than just a bottle of effing perfume and a game. She had been avoiding bringing up the topic for the past couple of days, but today I urged her to sit down and talk about what happened, why she did what she did, and what she wanted from me. We talked for about 2 hours, which were probably the longest 2 hours of my life, and after a lot of pushing on my part, she finally laid everything out to me. She said she acted the way she did because she was frustrated that I had stopped being romantic. That doesn't make sense to me. That's not a valid excuse to me. That makes no sense. That legitimately makes 0 sense. That makes no sense. I'm really trying to think. That makes no sense at all. Let's just get back to it though. Okay, so here's the thing. Over a year ago, when we first started our relationship, we were still living separately and I was still renting out of a cheap apartment. Factoring out rent and utilities, whatever else I made, I would usually spend on her, my hobbies, or my savings. financially responsible. We love a man like this. So I usually got her flowers, trinkets, and gifts, go out on dates every other weekend, you know, the usual stuff. Things changed about 6 months ago because I managed to inherit an old house from one of my uncles. It wasn't big, just 2 bedrooms, 1 full bath, living room, and a small basement, which is where I play. And it was a bit outside the city area where I used to rent out at, but the actual plot of land it's on is pretty sizable. Plus, you know, it's a freaking house. Like I said in my original post, I grew up dirt poor and I honestly thought I would be renting out of an apartment for my whole life. I'd never thought I would ever own my own property, so I was pretty happy with it. Now, my girlfriend was initially pretty happy that I got a house too, but after she actually saw the place, she kind of took it back and even suggested I sell the place instead, which I refused. She comes from a well-to-do family, so I guess the house wasn't that impressive in her eyes. I figured, that sounds like it. From everything she's been saying and doing, it sounds like she comes from a more well-to-do family. I've known a girl like this. I don't dislike people who are well off. I've absolutely, like, go live your life. Good for you. Amazing for you, honestly. The thing is, they just have certain habits that people who aren't as financially lucky don't have. People who are not as financially lucky don't have the same habits as those who are more well-to-do. I used to know a girl like this, and she seemingly took things for granted more than people who were not as well-to-do as her did. I'll put it that way. Unfortunately, the house is kind of a fixer-upper, so a lot of the money I earn now goes into fixing up the house and maybe even expand it. And since it's outside the city, I've also been setting aside some money to buy a car, which I never thought of doing before because I used to just commute, and the apartment I was at didn't have any space for tenants to park. I don't know why people say commute, because you can commute with a car. Commute is just the way that you get to a place. Because I think you can even commute by walking, definitionally. But I'm pretty sure that when people say commute, they mean taking the train and public transportation, which, I don't know, that's strange. That's not what that means. So I guess my girlfriend has started to feel that I don't do as much of the romantic stuff I used to do before. She doesn't ask, she just decides to be petty about it. We don't go out on dates as much, just usually on special occasions or holidays. Okay, but they still go on dates. A lot of people don't even get that from their partners. I'm not saying that that's you should strive for the bare minimum, but this is nice. He's still putting in effort for, bro, you deserve so much better. You are a catch. You are absolutely a catch. She just doesn't see it. That sucks, but she's missing out. We don't go out on dates as much, just usually on special occasions or holidays. And I don't get her as many gifts as before because most of my money is going to the house. I did try to point out that I still try to do some small gestures here and there, like cooking her favorite foods and doing her chores for her. Heck, I even sometimes sing to her every now and then, even though I have a singing voice. Also, yesterday was Valentine's, so I did try to gift her some flowers and candy, but she just accepted it kind of sullenly. I offered to take her out for dinner, but she refused too. So she's lying. She's just lying. She's just being weird. This is weird. I don't like this. This is so weird. Okay, so the story that he mentioned about the gift was before Valentine's Day. Let's say it's like February 7th, because he said his birthday was a few days ago. And then he thought about it for a few days. She was avoiding it, and he wrote on Valentine's Day about the story. And then this is the day after. Just setting up the timeline in case anyone was lost, because I was a little bit confusing about it. But yeah, even still, I guess that just wasn't doing it for her, because she's lying. She said that I wasn't as attentive to her wants compared to when we started going out, and she wasn't happy living in the small house I got. She said she only bothered moving in to show her support for me, but she honestly didn't like not living in the city. Why did you do it? Why are you lying? Stop lying! She said that me getting her the wrong perfume on her birthday was the final straw and she wanted to bail on our relationship. Why not say that? Why not? No, not even why not say that. He gave you the right perfume according to everything you said. You're just being crazy. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous, bro. This is ridiculous. When I asked her why she didn't just come out and tell me she wanted to end things, she said she wanted me to initiate the breakup because apparently her parents really liked me and she was scared that she would be cut off from their support if she broke up with me. Things apparently weren't going well at her work and she had been asking her parents for extra money for a while now and she couldn't ask me for money because of the house. Get another job? Okay, I know it's hard. It's 2026. I know it's hard. The job market sucks right now.
Cheers, I'll drink to that, bro.
So essentially, she wanted me to get upset at her so that either A, I get frustrated enough at her so that I would initiate the breakup, or B, get upset enough at her so that she can play it off as, he got really angry and I don't feel safe anymore, to her parents. But her plan wasn't going so well because apparently nothing she did bothered me enough to the extent that I would fight over it. She confessed to doing small annoying things for the past few weeks, like piling up the dirty dishes up or making a mess in the bedroom to try and piss me off, but nothing worked. I was so oblivious to it and basically functioned like normal that her patience had worn thin by my birthday and me enjoying the gift caused her to snap. What is this? Just break up. Just break up and tell your parents, I know you guys really liked him, but it just wasn't working out. I feel bad, you know, I know you guys really wanted me to be with him, blah, blah, blah. And then they'll be like, oh honey, no, as long as you're happy. I don't know what happened, but as long as you're happy. Something like that. This is bizarre. Also, considering the effort she went through for this, I wouldn't be surprised if she were the type of person to just lie and say that he was violent and whatever anyway. So this is crazy. This is finally starting to make sense now though. Her behavior is finally making sense to me. I can understand it now. So maybe she wasn't totally lying. It was such a messed up and convoluted plan that I have trouble wrapping my head around it even now. Fair enough. You're a normal, healthy, happy guy. Like, you're a catch. I keep saying this. You're such a catch. So many girls would be lucky to have a guy like you. She probably just wants drama. No, she doesn't. I don't know. I don't know what she wants. I don't know this woman. I just know her from a third-party perspective. I can't make judgments. I can't cast judgment. Anyway, after a long and frankly exhausting talk, she decided that things weren't going to work out between us. Aside from the obvious craziness of what she did, our priorities and values were just too different, and she also wasn't really happy with the state of our relationship, so she just suggested we break up and she was just gonna deal with her parents her own way. Yeah. Normal. That's like, why didn't you just do that in the first place? She's packed some of her stuff and is staying at a friend's house for now. I was honestly kind of dumbfounded over her reasoning, but I remembered a lot of your comments and I just agreed to part there. It really kind of sucks, and I still cannot believe this all started over a freaking video game. No, it started over perfume. It started over your financial responsibility and your care. Yikes. It's only been an hour since our talk and I'm going to lay down for a while to decompress. Sorry for any messy writing here, and again, thanks a lot for your comments and for letting me vent here, Reddit. A lot of you guys said things that made me feel much better about myself. I don't really claim to be the perfect partner, and I definitely have some shortcomings, so I'm gonna do some self-reflection for a bit before getting into a new relationship. Absolute cinema! Absolute cinema! He's such a good guy. He's such a good man. He's gonna find someone, no questions asked, no issues, he's gonna find someone. It's gonna be great. I really hope it's someone who appreciates him, because he deserves that. Hopefully I can learn from this and maybe be better for my next partner if I ever find one. You definitely will, bro. Like, he's such a good guy. Such a good man. Hope you guys have good days, and always remember to be thankful for any gifts you get, LMFAO. And then the raffle emoji. Rafflecopter! Why don't we say rafflecopter anymore? You know, we should start saying Rafflecopter. Maybe I'll make merch and it'll say Rafflecopter. I'll make merch with my 14 subscribers and my 1 loyal commenter. Yo, ashes to ashes, dust to dust, you are my OG follower. Like, you're my OG subscriber, fan, whatever. I love you. You're amazing. Mega shout out to you. You're so great. I appreciate your comments. I hope you're watching this. But yeah, the TLDR, in case anyone's curious, even though we've already read the whole thing, is TLDR, she wasn't happy with the relationship anymore but wanted me to initiate the breakup, so she did what she did to try and make me upset, and it didn't work. In the end, she broke up with me, leaving me confused AF, but I'm just glad it's over. What do you guys think about this? Let me know in the comments below. I really want to hear your thoughts. Thank you so much for letting this video be on your screen out of all the videos that you could have had on your screen. I really appreciate you watching up to this point. Make sure to leave a like on this video if you liked it. Make sure to leave a thumbs down if you didn't like it. Subscribe if you want to. Don't subscribe if you don't want to. And with that all being said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye! Gift giving is one of my gift giving. What?
Going to relax your feelings when times get too hard. Oh yeah, got an 8 going to relax your feelings.